Hello, my second years. This video is specially for you. I have previously covered a video on the first years. What are the expectations of the work? Hope you share this video with those juniors so they can understand how to do the work very much systematically. This video is for you guys. Please make sure that if you like this video, subscribe to the channel and stay connected with me throughout my journey. Yeah, so second year is bit overwhelming. The juniors which are coming out, you have to teach each and everything what you have learned from your seniors, and that is the most difficult part when it comes being in second year. And it's always said that getting the work done by yourself, it is very much easier as compared to getting the work done out by your juniors. And you will feel at some of the point those anger, the bashing, that all coming out. Yeah, that happens, but you have to be calm in and subtle in all the second year residency itself. The first 3 months have to be the induction years for the first years, where you teach them what are the hospital formalities, how you go about a case, how you manage it out, what is the baseline management which they can perform in a emergency room or in a casualty, and how to stabilize the patient. You can teach them that. Then you can move ahead a step or further, that what are the investigations to send in specific cases, like what are the investigations to be sent in a case of nephrotic, or you're suspecting a iron deficiency anemia, or you're suspecting a B12 deficiency. What are the investigations you're sending it out in a case of sickle patient or a thal patient. So you can tell about what are the baseline which you have formed, and you think that those are helpful in the first 3 months, along with the management and the baseline management which they can do. For the critical cases, you have to see the patients and you have to manage it out. But just the initial stabilization that can be done by your first years. In second year, you will be you're not the one who are taking the rounds. It would be the juniors who are presenting the rounds to you, and that becomes a much more this thing. You don't have to take those early vitals, or you don't have to run for taking up those vitals and everything, and examining the patient in very much detail before your senior out. Yeah, you do have to, and you have to correct and guide your juniors where they have gone wrong in their thorough examinations and history. And then you have to present your round to the subsequent seniors, and those presenting to their subsequent seniors. The third year is presenting it to the SR, or presenting in the SR, presenting it to the lecturer or the professors, how the hierarchy goes in your hospital. And after like taking up the rounds, I know it becomes around 1ish or 2ish, but this is the time. After that, you have to start studying, focusing on yourself, take up the topics which you can learn, and at least make sure that you're reading out 2 to 3 topics per day, making out your own gathering of information on what is the investigations treatment which can be started. Side by side, you also have to carry out your thesis work. Make sure you're getting it out in your second, you're getting finished with your thesis work in the first 6 months of collection of sampling and everything. In the next 6 months, make sure that their results are ready with you, your excel sheet of result is ready with you, and your intro and ROL. Introduction is nothing but whatever topic which you have taken, you have to write a 10-15 pages why you have taken so topic, and what is that disease, what is the pathophysiology, what is the course, what are the clinical features according to the title which you have selected. And the review of literature of various such literatures which support or which do not support your thesis title. So at least these part has to be done in the second, by the end of the second year itself. And ideally the people run in their third years to get their thesis work done, but this is the correct timeline of getting your thesis work done out. And some people do, like I had collected my sample in the first year itself. I'd finished my intro ROL in the first 8 months itself. And yeah, and this is also apart from the thesis work, you have to make sure you are following the guidelines of NMC, that there is a mandatory publication, either be a paper or a poster, or in a journal. So make sure you're attending those conferences, you're staying in touch, what are the conferences going out around, which are those state level, national level. This is enough for you guys, where you can present your poster or paper. and you be in that touch by through IAP platforms like the Indian Academy of Pediatrics takes conferences nationwide, state-wise, so you can attend those and make sure you're completing that part of the NMC guidelines as well in the second year. And along with this, you also have to make sure that you're studying the patients which are there in the ward. At least you're studying two to three topics per day, reading it out. I know it's become very much hectic. Hardly you can go around one or two topics, but try to stretch it out to three. Make sure that you're reading what are the common cases which are coming, going out to the practical point of view of those cases, the examination part, what you have missed it out, and your and make sure that second year is a part of your residency where you're making sure what all topics you are going to revise in your third year, and you're collecting out all those materials that you are going to revise these topics, these lines in your third year. You don't have in the third year, you don't have a time to go line by line, reading out line by line from first to start. No, you just have to read out those important things which you have highlighted, or you feel that these are the importance which you have to keep in mind for your third year. And I just hope that this video is not overwhelming you by the content that I'm saying that you have to read. Yeah, you have to at least finish your first reading in the first year and second reading in your second year, but considering the amount of work being there, it's not possible at all. So at least if you're finishing out your first reading by the end of the second year, it is very much going to be helpful for you. And along with that, you must have read some of the other topics or the cases which have come in your first years. And yeah, this is point of the study point of view. And second year is usually called the honeymoon period as everywhere, like in MBBS or in BEd in MD, but it's not an honeymoon period. Make sure that you are doing out your thesis work, you're studying equally, you're finishing your publications as per the NMC guideline. You are doing out all the procedures by yourself. By the second year itself, this most of the procedures like intracath, difficult intracath, I mean to say, surfactant, or doing securing an umbilical line, or you're teaching also your juniors how to do it, or securing a PICC line, or a central line. By second year, you are in hands in most of these procedures, and and also you have learned how to do a bone marrow or a lumbar puncture. These are more of a sort you can complete it by your second year, because third year you won't get time. Third year it will be more of a time where you are being just studying and managing the cases on your doing your on calls, and then again studying, because you have completed most of your work in second year. And third year will be just making sure that your results, your Excel sheets and results has been made. You're just drawing out the conclusion, and you're also doing the discussion and summary part of your thesis. So just don't keep much more work in your third year. And yeah, second year are a bit hectic. You have to be on floor with the juniors. You have to teach them out how to manage out the case, what are the investigations to be done, what are the treatment lines to be followed. And these are also the time where you can give focus on the treatment protocols. Like you must follow a certain protocol. Either you search that protocol on PubMed or a Google Scholar, or Indian Academy of Pediatrics also have their specified guidelines of protocol. And I just hope that this video has been helping you out and not making you overwhelmed by the amount of work. If you like this video, please share it with the friends who may need it. And this is Dr. Himangi Reddy. Thank you.